but this one dangerous thunderstorm that's gotten out of hand, it's a long track supercell thunderstorm. It's the only one we have in our area. It's moving northeast. It's just passing Ethelsville now. And again, Reform, you're not under tornado warning. Gordo, you're okay. We're talking the northwest corner of Pickens County. You're the only ones under a tornado warning in west and central Alabama right now. Other areas, kind of doing analysis on this quickly, the squall line should reach places like Jasper, Tuscaloosa down towards Greensboro, and Linden, I'd say probably by 3 p.m. The squall line should be lined up in that general fashion across our state. And then after 4 to 5 p.m., we're talking Interstate 65, and then it'll move east of there sometime later this evening. So we got a little while to go before the slow-moving storm system moves out. But I noticed one thing, Daniel, there's no severe thunderstorm warnings that I see in East Mississippi or West Alabama other than this one tornado warning, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, not with the entire system. I want to update real quick this tornado warning. As of 1:05, the National Weather Service was continuing to track this confirmed tornado located near Ethelsville, or about 12 miles to the west of Reform, moving to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. But I was looking at some discussion that's going on, and really the stuff behind it is kind of blowing out right now, turning into just straight line winds, which is good, and that's what we're also seeing across other parts of Mississippi, and that's good news for us. A straight line wind is relatively better than a tornado, I guess you could say, but still a straight line wind can be damaging.
Yeah, and Daniel, we always tell people, straight line winds, we don't want you in a car, we don't want you in a mobile home because, trees can come down with straight line winds, and, we often have issues with that happening. But, we're not talking after this storm. I don't think we're going to see these large violent tornadoes for the rest of the day. This is this one supercell thunderstorm that's gotten out of hand. The other storms are relatively in check. In other words, they aren't as significant as this one thunderstorm is, but if you go under severe thunderstorm warning today, it'd be a good idea to stay away from windows and get out of a car or mobile home and just find a sturdy structure certainly to get into, because falling trees can be very dangerous. But the tornado itself with this storm has passed north of Ethelsville. It's on the north side of Highway 82. It's west and north of Reform. Here's Highway 17. There's no tornado warning for Lamar or Fayette County. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a tornado warning extended into Lamar and Fayette counties here within the next few moments. But right now, the tornado itself is north of Ethelsville. Looks like we do have an update. Daniel? Yep.
Yeah, we've got a brand new tornado warning that includes Fayette and Lamar County until 2:15, excuse me. Fayette and Lamar County until 2:15. At 1:05, the National Weather Service tracking that confirmed tornado near Ethelsville, now to the northwest of Carrollton, about 12 miles. It's moving off to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. So that tornado, if we'll zoom out on radar, you can see that we're going to be watching this moving up now toward Vinemont. Let me see if I can zoom back in here. Vernon, Fayette, everybody between there, Millport, between Ethelsville, Millport, Vernon, Fayette. Everyone along this area needs to be in your safe place. Also, Belk. We'll put up the wedge in just a minute, and you'll see the timing on this system as it moves off to the north and east at 45 miles per hour. So everyone all the way from Winfield to Reform and Pickensville, you guys are in a tornado polygon right now, and that's until 2:15, and it's just after 1 o'clock. So for at least another hour now, we could have the possibility that this tornado stays on the ground, and that's what Richard was discussing just a couple of minutes ago, is that there is that possibility that this tornado could continue to track for another hour or so, but it depends on that wind, but that wind shear right now, but it looks like there's enough instability over parts of central and west Alabama that we could see this tornado continue. The good news is that behind it doesn't look like there's going to be as great of a possibility of tornadoes for our area at least. But we'll zoom in here and get a look at exactly where it is. Once again, looking off to the north of Ethelsville, to the north of Reform, about 12 miles. To the north over here, we're watching it as it moves even closer to Lamar and Fayette County line. Over the next few minutes, it's going to continue to track in this area. It's kind of a rural area, but you can see, let me zoom out just a little bit more. We'll get a better look. Highway 17 right here's Highway 17 that runs from Lamar County down to Reform and to the south. Anybody along Highway 82 between Ethelsville and Reform, or really between the state line and Reform, and then up Highway 17, you guys need to be in your safe place because you guys are under the gun right now. This storm's going to track right through there where Highway 17 crosses the county line. And so Millport looks like you guys are going to be right in the middle of this polygon, right in the middle of under the gun at this hour. So everybody in that area, get in your safe place right now. We'll zoom in here. You can see Kennedy, have some friends up in that area. You guys need to get in your safe place right now as well. Folks up in Belk, anywhere along Highway 17, get in your safe place immediately. This is a deadly storm that has caused a lot of damage and a lot of injuries in parts of Mississippi. Our news department's on the phone right now with the EMA in Pickens County trying to find out if any damage can be confirmed down there. We'll of course bring that to you as it becomes available. We're going to continue to update, try to find some video out there for you. As we zoom out here on this Columbus radar, you can see a lot in the way of storms, but right now this is the only system that we are focusing on because this is the only one that has caused as much damage as it has, and it's the only one that's warned right now. There's not even a severe thunderstorm warning out there across the area right now. You can see the tornado watch box until 7 o'clock tonight for folks from Jefferson County to the west. Jefferson County, also Coleman, St. Clair County, Blount County, Shelby County, down to Chilton, everybody off to the west in the parts of Alabama. So basically Interstate 65 off to the west. You guys are under a tornado watch until 7 o'clock tonight. Zoom back here into this storm because this is the one we're watching. Deadly storm causing lots of damage and injuries in parts of Mississippi. Now headed toward the Millport area as well as Belk and Kennedy. Everyone along the Tri-County area, the Pickens, Fayette, and Lamar County area need to be in your safe place right now before it gets to you. It's better to be there before it gets to you than after it gets to you, and make sure that you are safe.
Yeah, Daniel, you know, it's amazing. This is the only storm we've had that's gotten so much out of hand. Other storms are in check in terms of severe weather right now, but this one thunderstorm we've had a big headache with. It's produced some damage and some even a confirmed fatality, something we're certainly watching in Pickens County. It's moving into Lamar County now. I think over the next 10 to 15 minutes, it's going to be completely in Lamar County. We're going to track this storm as it does move in that direction again into Lamar and then Fayette County. So it's moving off towards the northeast at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. It does not look as well organized as it did a little bit earlier, which is a good thing. Hopefully that'll be a trend that will likely continue. We're going to get a new scan with the velocity here, and there's still evidence of rotation. There's certainly evidence there that there's rotation with this particular thunderstorm.
Yeah, let me update real quick. The University of Alabama Birmingham is suspending operations at 2 o'clock. So in about 45 minutes, UAB school in Birmingham, classes and normal operations will be suspended at 2, but the University Medical School will operate normally for their patients.
All right, thanks, Daniel, for the update there. One thing we're watching, here's the rotation of the thunderstorm. We're looking at the radar site out of Columbus, Mississippi. Again, the colors you see here, this is the velocity. It's where the wind's blowing. We've got red colors, which are going away from the radar, green colors going towards the radar. You have your gate-to-gate shear right there. So there's your couplet just on the north side of Highway 82, just outside Ethelesville. Your tornado is going to be right there over extreme North Pickens County, about to hit Millport and Kennedy, I think, hit on in the next few minutes. And again, that's going to take about 15 minutes before it gets to Millport and Kennedy, eventually Belk and Fayette. You're going to be under the gun with this potential tornado as it moves off in that north-northeast fashion, again, towards Lamar County and then eventually into Fayette County. It's 1:14. If you're just not joining us, the WVUA Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott, along with Daniel Sparkman, the entire news and weather team, are watching a dangerous thunderstorm move across Pickens County and eventually into Lamar and Fayette County in West Alabama. This is the only thunderstorm that's gotten out of hand. It's the only severe thunderstorm we have, the only tornado in West Alabama right now. There could be others down the road, but again, at this time, this is the only storm that's kind of gotten out of control in terms of producing a tornado and quite a bit of damage across the area. Daniel? Yeah,
we now have trained spotters out there saying that there's confirmed damage in Pickens County near Pine Grove Road, just to the south of Macedonia. That's also just to the south of Ethelesville. Trees snapped and uprooted, power lines down, fences damaged. So there's definitely some wind damage out there, possibly more. So we're going to keep a close eye, try to get some more confirmation from the Emergency Management Agency over in Pickens County, but now having reports of damage in Pickens County along with this confirmed tornado.
Yeah, Daniel, and is that straight line wind or tornado, or did they say?
Right now it doesn't say it, just saying that there's trees snapped and uprooted and power lines down.
Okay, well, where you're talking about is went right over where the tornadic circulation moves, so it's a good chance that it is tornado damage in Pickens County. We'll find out that a little bit later on down the road, but it's past Ethelesville now, and there's still that tight rotation across northern Pickens County. It's outside of Reform. If you're watching us in Reform, Gordo, down into Tuscaloosa County on Highway 82, you're fine there for now. The only part of the tornado itself is just north of Ethelesville, about to move into Millport, and then Kennedy, there's Belk. Here's Highway 17 that runs into Kennedy there in southeast Lamar County. Here's West Fayette County. Areas east of Fayette are not under the tornado warning. Place like Bankston, you're okay, but the tornado warning polygon does include downtown Fayette, Belk, Kennedy, Millport, and Ethelesville across northern Pickens County, and again that stretches into southern portions of Lamar County and western Fayette County, officially under that tornado warning there in West Alabama. Let me clear this off the map quickly and show you a wide perspective here of what is happening in West Alabama. We do have that confirmed damage now in Pickens County, and I'll tell you one thing, let me zoom in a little tighter to this storm. You can see where the rotation is, just northeast of Ethelesville. We've got that couplet where the reds and the greens kind of coming together there over North Pickens County. Let me remove the velocity though and zoom this thing back out some, get a wide perspective of the entire area. And really this is the only storm at the moment that's severe across Alabama. The squall line that's moving in at this time, it's not severe, and there could be some strong wind gusts with the squall line as it stretches from about Florence down to the portions of East Mississippi towards Meridian. As the squall line moves off towards the east, there could be some damaging wind gusts with that. But there's this one storm that's produced a tornado. It's been a long track supercell type thunderstorm, and it's still producing damage over Pickens County. We just had some damage reports come out of Pickens County there over northwest Pickens County near Macedonia, and that's very close to Ethelesville. No reports of damage other than that in Pickens County, which is a good thing, but I think there's going to be some damage certainly out of this storm. It's very impressive as it crosses the state line. But one thing you notice, it doesn't look as impressive as it did earlier. We still have that indication of a tornado, though, that's tracking in Lamar County by our computer system here. And there's Millport, there's Kennedy, there's Belk, there's Fayette. But it sure looks like the storm is kind of weakening some, which is a good thing. Hopefully, that will continue to be the trend there. It's crossed north of Highway 82, and again, it is tracking northeast at about 40 to 50 miles per hour over Pickens and eventually into Lamar County. Let's see. The National Weather Service, they are continuing the tornado warning for Pickens County until 1:30, which is 10 minutes from now, or a little more than 10 minutes from now. The National Weather Service stopped a radar indicated tornado. Now, Daniel, they're saying this is a radar indicated tornado. I believe that's because it's kind of weakening some, which is a good trend. Hopefully that will continue.
Yeah, that's a very good indication that it has lightened up a little bit across the area, and that we're really starting to see that on radar. It looks more like rainfall now than the hook echo that we were seeing earlier. As you take a look at radar, you could jump in whenever. Just some updates from EMAs across the area. The Etowah County, Gadsden City, and Attala school systems all closed at 11:30. And just kind of reminding everybody what's going on. School systems across all of the area are closing this morning and this afternoon to make sure that kids are all in a safe place across the area. We do have now a picture of this tornado as it passed through Kemper County, Mississippi. There it is.
Holy cow. That's huge.
Oh, excuse me, not Kemper, but Noxubee County, Mississippi. And this is the tornado this is via Twitter that one of our reporters found on Twitter. So you can see just how large this tornado was.
That's incredible. The setup today was not for these large violent tornadoes, but this one storm got out of hand. Incredible tornado there. You can see the large tornado in the background. And again, that's in East Mississippi. Fortunately, this storm is weakening some as it moves into northern Pickens County, southern Lamar, and Fayette County. But I'll tell you this now, that storm has produced a very large tornado in the past. We got to keep this thing certainly serious now in northern Pickens County. Here's a rotation. It's a little more broad. It's not as tight as it was a little bit earlier. That's a good trend. But you know, these thunderstorms, they tend to kind of pulse up, they pulse down. You know, even though it looks like it's weakening some now, it could still re-intensify. So we're going to kind of Keep a very close eye on the storm. Still have that tornado warning for extreme northern Pickens County. This is north of Reform. Here's Highway 17. If you drive north of Reform into Kennedy and Millport, right there, this is where the tornado is heading right now. Again, the possible tornado. We're going to call it a possible tornado now because at this point there's not a confirmed tornado on the ground, just like it was a little bit earlier this afternoon and even late this morning. It is 1:21 p.m. and Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We still have a tornado warning for northern Pickens County, ports of southern and east Lamar County, and west Fayette County under that tornado warning until 2:30, right, Daniel?
2:15, and they just updated the wording on that to also include that now the storm is radar indicated tornado, located about 6 miles to the southwest of Millport, moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. You know, while we're here, why don't we take a look at the wedge on this to see exactly how far it's going to be away from, you know, how long it's going to take to get there. Across our area, we're looking at this storm moving into Lamar County in the next little while. I have to zoom out here first to kind of get a better perspective as the storm continues to move off to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. So we'll put on this wedge, and you can see it's in the middle right here, up 40 miles per hour toward Fayette. You guys are going to be under the gun. Millport at about 10 minutes, Kennedy in about 19 minutes, Belk, the possibility at about 28 minutes. So this is just kind of a computer estimate. This is not fact by any means, so we're just kind of giving you an idea. But this doesn't mean that you have 10 minutes to goof off and watch us on TV. You need to be in your safe place right now. People in Millport, get in your safe place immediately. This tornado warning is until 2:15. We have another picture up. This is another one from Noxubee County, Mississippi. So just some more storm pictures out there. You could see just how big this storm system is as it's been crossing Mississippi and into Alabama now. Right now, the likelihood is that it doesn't look quite this good as it crosses from Pickens into Lamar County because the rotation is significantly lower than it was back when it was in parts of Mississippi. But we're definitely watching this very closely. Still, there could be a tornado on the ground, maybe just a smaller tornado, like Richard was saying, as it cycles up. So the atmosphere is still good right now, still right for a tornado to keep one going, but it is going into an area that is rain-cooled now from Fayette through Millport. There's rain out there right now, so that's helping our situation as it continues to move off to the northeast. We'll go back to radar and look at the radar scope one more time, or and see exactly what kind of velocity we have on this system. You can see here now the Shaw area. You guys are under the gun. Shaw to Millport still looks like some rotation out there. Not nearly as good as we saw earlier, but we were kind of seeing a debris ball earlier. We still have the National Weather Service has now put into their local storm reports the report that we were sharing earlier about the trees and power lines down near the Pine Grove Road area of Macedonia. So we're getting reports in. We've talked with the EMA and the sheriff's office over in Pickens County. We're trying to get some information out of them to see exactly what is going on across the area debris-wise, if there's been any injuries out there. So let's zoom out one more time, and you'll kind of see that we're really getting rain ahead of any more storm systems. We just talked to like I was saying, just talked to Pickens County Sheriff's Office. They said right now they don't have any reports, but obviously we do have reports from the National Weather Service, so we know that there is some damage out there.
Yeah, Daniel, and one thing we noticed, this thunderstorm has changed drastically over the past hour. This was an incredible looking supercell thunderstorm. You saw the picture, the large tornado in East Mississippi, probably a half a mile wide tornado in that picture there. But what's happened is this supercell thunderstorm, it's kind of ran into an environment that is not as conducive for severe weather. That's good. Hopefully that will be a trend that continues. It's weakening, obviously, as it moves into Lamar and Fayette counties, but still you're under that tornado warning. It doesn't matter if it's a large tornado or a small tornado. If a small tornado hits your house, it can be very devastating, so you want to take it serious right now. If you're watching us south of Vernon, in Millport, Kennedy, then Belk and Fayette, as the storm tracks off towards the northeast. But again, it looks completely different than it did about 1 hour ago. We had a debris ball on the radar. We had a debris signature using the dual pole technology, the state-of-the-art technology nowadays we have. it looks a lot different, and that is a good trend. I really hope that continues. If that will continue, we'll likely see that tornado warning expire, but we still got a little ways to go before this activity moves out. One promising trend, we don't see active severe weather along our squall line. You know, we're talking about the squall line that's going to move through our state and produce a lot of wind damage. Right now, there's not much being reported over East Mississippi or Central Mississippi with the squall line as it moves into West Alabama. So that's a promising trend. Hopefully, that will continue to be the case. But even our supercell that we were watching earlier, it's now become involved with the squall line. And a lot of times when that happens, you know, we'll see them weaken some as they become kind of in with the flow of other storms. So they're competing with other thunderstorms. Daniel?
Richard, we've got another picture in now from Pickensville, from the Pickensville area of the tornado that moved through parts of Pickens County. You could see there, like we were saying, a lot of rain out there across the area,
yeah.
But this is possibly the tornado, definitely a picture from the Pickensville area as it was passing through.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there's a tornado there, Daniel. Incredible thunderstorm when it was near Pickensville. We were really concerned about this thing producing a large tornado. And in the middle of the image there, you could see where it looked like there was a tornado in there, kind of wrapped up in rain. But it's changed a lot over the past several hours. It went from a supercell thunderstorm over East Mississippi in the squall line now. It looks like the tornadic circulation is completely into Lamar County at this time, and there's still evidence of rotation there just on the north side of the Shaw community over Pickens County, really close to Millport and Kennedy. That's where your tornado is going to be, your possible tornado. Again, it's not confirmed on the ground anymore, which is a promising trend, but if you're watching, it's a Millport, Kennedy, Belk. We want you in that safe place, and where you got to go, the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and we'll get you through this storm. But again, it's going to take some time to get out of here. We still have the active tornado warning until 2:15 for Lamar and Fayette County. Pickens County, you'll probably be dropped from the tornado warning here pretty shortly. But again, places like Reform, Gordo, we're okay. And Wyatt, let's check things out in Tuscaloosa with our tower cam. We're looking west towards these storms. We'll check that out here in just a second.
And you know, Richard, we were just talking about how there weren't any severe thunderstorm warnings, but now there is actually one for Noxubee County, Mississippi until 2:15. So some storms starting to become severe out there to our west.
Yeah, we got to watch those storms close. Right now, other storms aren't showing signs of rotation, but they are showing signs of producing wind damage. So that is another concern there. What we're looking at with our tower cam, this is our Tuscaloosa tower cam. We're not going to be able to see a tornado this far away, but you notice on the horizon there it's getting dark. We have these ominous thunderstorms not that far away moving towards the Tuscaloosa area. This will be with a squall line. We don't have a tornado coming towards Tuscaloosa at this time. We do have some severe thunderstorms west of Tuscaloosa, but northwest of Tuscaloosa, that's where we have that active tornado warning right now. Daniel?
Let's go back over to radar. I want to show you this severe thunderstorm warning that's just to the south of Memphis in Noxubee County. There's a lot of rotation with this storm system right here, and it's moving off to the northeast as well. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, between Aliceville and Pickensville, you guys need to go ahead and start getting your severe weather plan ready. The National Weather Service in Birmingham may issue some kind of warning on this here in the near future, but this is definitely a strong system.
Yeah, Daniel, the National Weather Service are going to go with a severe thunderstorm warning for Pickens County.
Yeah, you could see that box did pop up there. So a severe thunderstorm warning. So this is still going to be a strong system with a lot of rotation in it, which means there's going to be some high winds along between Memphis, Aliceville, Pickensville. So everybody, once again, in the northern half of Pickens County really needs to be watching as this severe weather continues to pass across the area. And we'll go back out here and we'll kind of take another big look at what's going on the
Daniel,
radar.
real quick, a lot of folks are at work or some people are still at school. You get lots of updates right here on your phone or on your computer, right here, Facebook, Twitter, our weather blog. You can check our weather blog, go to WVUATV.com, click on the weather blog. Lots of updates. We've got a lot of folks here updating information nonstop on our social media sites and our website. So you can check us out there for the very latest information. Again, that's Twitter, Facebook, and our weather blog page. You can check us out. We've got nonstop updates being posted on there about the active weather and what's happening there. So if you can't join us directly on television, if you're at work or again at school, you can check us out here on your phone or on your computer right here for more updates. So we'll go back over to radar, and we have a severe thunderstorm warning till 2:15 for all of Pickens County as this thunderstorm complex or this squall line moves into West Alabama and impacts Pickens County.
And now we've got some damage photos out of Kemper County. Is that right, guys? Is it from Kemper County, Mississippi? Some images coming in now that you could see some damage, some serious damage over in parts of Mississippi.
Really bad stuff there.
And of course, once again, Kemper County is where we've had that confirmed fatality and numerous injuries over there in Mississippi. They're watching this storm system closely. We're now watching, I'm going to say we're watching two systems, the one crossing into southern Pickens County and the one now in Lamar and Fayette County. So, Richard, we can go ahead and take some closer looks over there.
Yeah, let's check these storms out. Again, we have a tornado warning that has moved out of Pickens County. You're officially not under the tornado warning in Pickens County, but Lamar and Fayette County is. Before we go to that tornado warning, let's show you this part of the storm that's in Pickens County we're watching. This is another dangerous thunderstorm. It's not tornadic right now, but I'll say this. If you're down here in southwest Pickens County, just outside Aliceville, in Memphis, that is a suspicious-looking area there where there's some rotation close to the Tombigbee River in southwest Pickens County. There's the Memphis community. There's Aliceville. We're going to watch that close. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Pickens County, but that area really looks suspicious over southwest Pickens County. We could see a tornadic circulation develop along that, but our tornado warning we have right now is completely into Lamar County and about to move into Fayette County. And again, this storm looks much more disorganized than it did about an hour ago. We had a dangerous supercell thunderstorm about an hour ago as it crossed into West Alabama. You saw some of the images of the damage. We've had fatalities reported in East Mississippi and injuries with this particular storm here, but it's been weakening over the past hour or so, which is a promising sign. Hopefully that will continue to be the case, certainly, but places like Fayette, Belk, we want you in your safe place there. Also looks like northwest Fayette County as well. If you're watching us over in northwest Fayette County, if you live northwest of the city of Fayette, we want you to stay in that safe place. And again, that means the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We'll get you through this storm, but other storms of concern stretch back into parts of Pickens County, even to the north. Marion County, we don't formally have a warning for you, but there could be some damaging straight line winds with a squall line as it moves towards the east at a very slow clip. But again, it's going to take a while to get this mess out of here as it is moving at a really slow clip over parts of Alabama. The counties in yellow, that's a tornado watch for pretty much the western half of Alabama. Extreme East Alabama, not under tornado watch, but for West Alabama, you're under that tornado watch until 7 p.m. Looks like the southern end of the squall line, a little more impressive. We have more severe thunderstorm warnings south of Meridian, down towards Hattiesburg, even a couple of tornado warnings down there. We'll have to watch those very close, but our only tornado warning we have is Lamar and Fayette County over northwest Alabama, and this storm does not look near as impressive as it did a little bit earlier, but it's still a tornado warning. We always say take tornado warning serious just in case there's still a tornado with a storm. Daniel, anything else coming out of Pickens or Lamar County or Fayette County?
Not right now. They haven't even updated the tornado warning in the last few minutes, but I did want to mention that we have a tornado watch for the southern portion of Alabama now. That's kind of below the Birmingham market for areas around the Mobile television market and parts of into parts of Florida. That tornado warning is until 8 o'clock tonight. So folks down there are still going to see, well, I mean, it's a sign that the storm system's not over yet. We still have to be vigilant and watch what's going on across the area. We have one tornado warning in our area, but we can't rule out that another one might be issued. We're definitely under some severe thunderstorm warnings again across parts of our area. We do have another picture now that we want to show Pickensville's storm damage over in that area. There you can see it now. So it's really the storm and how strong it is. Right now it's hard to tell exactly if there's a tornado in that or not.
It looks like there's a tornado in there, Daniel. If you look at the very center of that image there, it looks like a darkened area. That looks like the tornado, had damage back there.
Oh, yeah.
In that part of Pickens County. So it's very possible that's your tornado. But, it's been weakening. That's a really good trend. We want to check out velocity with this storm, and it doesn't look as impressive as it did earlier. Here's Millport, Kennedy, there's Belk and Fayette. Berry, Bankston, you're not under the tornado warning. We're talking the western side of Fayette County and northwest half of Fayette County, basically there. under the tornado warning polygon, but there's still evidence of rotation between Millport and Kennedy in Lamar County along Highway 17. Vernon, you're not under the tornado warning. This is all south of you, but it's still a storm to take serious. Not only is there a chance for a tornado here, we have damaging straight line winds, which is a good possibility within this thunderstorm and down towards the south over parts of Pickens County. In fact, we have all of Pickens County officially under a severe thunderstorm warning.
Let's actually go back down to the south and look at the velocity on that southern storm. That's the severe thunderstorm warning between Memphis and
oh wow,
yeah, so
goodness,
strong rotation,
yeah.
Really strong winds out there right now.
Yeah, I would say we probably need to go ahead and get in a safe place in Aliceville. That is really strong evidence of rotation over parts of Pickens County. There's a new scan, and it doesn't look as impressive there, so that was a quick little blip of really strong winds showing up over southern Pickens County, but still, if you're in Aliceville, you're not under a tornado warning, but I'll tell you this now, we need to treat this storm like if it were producing a tornado because this is certainly a dangerous-looking thunderstorm over Pickens County. Over the southern side of the county, south of Carrollton, very close to Aliceville. It's past the Memphis community, and it's past Pickensville in terms of the straight-line wind possibility with this thunderstorm. So Pickens County, all of Pickens County under severe thunderstorm warning. And notice the little polygon you see there includes the entire county, Pickens County, but that area right there.
Okay, Richard,
watch close. Yeah.
I know you're watching that, but I wanted to mention that the tornado warning for Fayette Lamar County has now been canceled as of 1:37 by the National Weather Service in Birmingham. So you guys, the National Weather Service saying that it is safe to come out of your shelters now up in the Fayette and Lamar County area, like we were saying just a few minutes ago, that storm really has lost its rotation. We want to watch this one in southern Pickens County very closely, though, for the possibility of it spinning up as a tornado. So right now, no tornado warnings out there across central Alabama, across our viewing area, but we do have severe thunderstorm warning for Pickens County, and that is until 2:15, so that's for about another 30 minutes or so. Keeping a close eye on that storm especially, but even further down to the south, there's some storms that have tornado warnings over to the east of Hattiesburg, Mississippi now. And the good news is I think that there's a lot of rain going to be behind this system that'll kind of prevent real bad tornadoes like we've seen here today. We've got another image now, if you want to pop that up, of from Ethelsville, a tree uprooted. So this is just another sign of how strong the winds are today across our area. Tornado damage in Mississippi, 1 fatality, numerous injuries, trees, power lines, some building damage in parts of West Alabama already with this one system today.
Yeah, Wyatt, if we can, let's check out some of those other images we saw of the actual tornado itself back in East Mississippi. If we get a chance here in the next few minutes, we'll just pop those up here in a couple of minutes. But quickly, we want to show you radar before we go to that because there is no tornado warning for West Alabama, which is a good thing. Notice on the radar we have this long line of thunderstorms that stretches from Marion County into Lamar, Fayette County, Pickens County, and then back into south and east portions of Mississippi, down towards the Meridian area. Some of these storms are becoming severe, damaging straight line winds are the main concern, but we could have another spin-up tornado. All of us are under tornado watch if you're watching us along in east or along in west of I-65 over the western half of the state, basically under that tornado watch until 7 this evening. Once this line passes your area, the severe weather threat will end. So as this squall line moves east, slowly but surely, I think it'll be, I'd say the threat of severe weather will quickly end as this moves on because behind this, the air is cooler and it is stable back into parts of central Mississippi. Notice the temperature dropping in Columbus down to 61 now. That's a sign of that cool, stable air slowly moving into West Alabama, but ahead of that, it's still very mild and muggy. We'll have temperatures in the 70s across much of central Alabama. The dew point temperatures are still high, too, at 66 in Tuscaloosa. And again, that means the atmosphere is pretty much ripe for severe weather. We're talking damaging straight-line winds. Another isolated tornado or two would be possible. And here's a satellite radar image over the past several hours. Notice the squall line over southeast Mississippi really starting to beef up a bit. There's higher instability values down here over southeast Mississippi and even a couple of tornado warnings with that. And also something else we're watching. Notice these little cells developing down around Montgomery and Dothan. They could become tornadic or severe later today. we'll watch those close. Daniel?
Yeah, they've got those pictures that we were talking about earlier. Going to run through some of those again. This is the one out of Noxubee County, Mississippi. Clearly a tornado there. So this could be the tornado that, if this is the actual tornado in Noxubee County that moved through Pickens County, did some damage there, and eventually dwindled in parts of Fayette County.
Yeah, that's an incredible view there of that large tornado back in East Mississippi. Fortunately, that tornadic storm has weakened quite a bit, so I don't expect these large violent tornadoes anymore today. That being said, even a small tornado, if you're issued under a tornado warning, it doesn't matter. We want you in that safe place, the lowest floor of the home, away from windows, as many walls between you and the outside as possible. But again, we're out of tornado warnings for now. We could see another warning or two pop up, but again, I don't see those supercell thunderstorms like we had earlier today over parts of West Alabama. Those are kind of meshed into a squall line that's moving off towards the east. The only storm of concern at this point we're watching is over Pickens County, and we have a severe thunderstorm warning for you in Pickens County. This is all still west of Tuscaloosa, west of Birmingham, west of Brent, Centerville, west of Marion and Greensboro. We're talking extreme West Alabama, just now starting to get the nose of the squall line. But over Pickens County, we still have that risk of damaging straight line winds right now from places like Reform down to Aliceville and Carrollton. We could see winds in excess of 50, 60, or 70 miles per hour with this dangerous thunderstorm. Not a tornado warning for Pickens County, but again, we have this feature that could be producing quite a bit of wind damage, and that's going to knock some trees down, some power lines down. We don't want you driving on the highways. You know, we have Highway 17 that runs through Reform, Carrollton, and Aliceville. We don't want you driving on Highway 14, Highway 86 there, and also Highway 82 that moves into Tuscaloosa County. As this storm moves off towards the east, it should reach Tuscaloosa, I think, maybe in about an hour and a half or so from now. So again, we've got a little while to go before that does happen. Wyatt, can we check out the Tuscaloosa Tower Cam? We are looking west towards those storms over Pickens County. And here's downtown. You notice towards the west it looks a lot darker. The clouds are kind of ominous looking. If you look off towards the west, it's windy. The camera's shaking there in the wind. What's going to happen is the sky's going to darken off towards the west for places like Tuscaloosa and Northport, and we're going to see the squall line reach us probably closer to 3 o'clock before the line reaches the city of Tuscaloosa itself. And as that gets closer to us, again, we could expect damaging winds and also very heavy rain. A lot of rain out of these storms, so it could be, I think, some flash flooding issues possibly out of some of these storms. But Daniel, anything new out of these storms? Any more reports?
Yeah, we're finally getting some reports out of Mississippi. Actually, a pretty intense one from the Emergency Management in Kemper County near Bluff Springs. They're reporting tornado damage. The path of the damage from intersection of Highway 495 and Old Jackson Road to the northeast across Highway 16 and just east of Highway 493. So that's over there in Kemper County, Mississippi, toward the state line. But they say several homes along the path were heavily damaged or destroyed, and numerous trees are snapped, and there's an unknown number of injuries at this point. So a lot of damage over there in East Mississippi that happened along with this tornado that we saw track through Pickens and Fayette County, or Lamar County.
Yeah, we're going to check out a radar loop over the past hour, or 2 hours rather. Let's see, I'm sorry, that's 1 hour. Notice how this storm moved through portions of Kemper and Lamar County, or Kemper County into Pickens County. It looked much more impressive back here, and then it kind of merged into a squall line. So the cell is really weakened quite a bit. Again, no formal tornado warning anymore with the storm as it's moved up into Lamar County and Fayette County. But notice when the image starts here, watch right here, a very impressive supercell thunderstorm. This was producing a large violent tornado. There's injuries, there's a fatality being reported, and lots of damage, significant structural damage being reported as the storm started over here in East Mississippi, but it's moved into West Alabama. It weakened. Fortunately, it weakened, but there's still some damage being reported out here in West Pickens County and even North Pickens County as the storm still had quite a bit of punch as it moved off towards the northeast, but it has weakened now, which again is a good thing. Daniel?
We had one more picture we wanted to show you before we wrap things up for the time being. This is another, looks like possibly the tornado once again out there on the ground. Don't know where this is.
Is this in East Mississippi?
East Mississippi. Not sure right now. But this is another image that's coming in So we're just continuing the severe thunderstorm warning in Pickens County until 2:15. Right now, that's the only warning that we have on the board.
Yeah, that's good. Hopefully that will continue to be the case. And let me kind of zoom this radar out. I want to give you a wide perspective. And before we send it back to programming here in a couple of minutes, I want to show you a large perspective of what's going on out there. And here's your squall line. It's producing some wind damage in scattered pockets. The storms have calmed down some, and that's a good thing. Hopefully that'll continue to be the trend, but we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in Pickens County, and some of these storms, even north and south of that line, are quite strong. So we're going to kind of set it up for you right now. It's 146. This is where the squall line is. I think by 3 o'clock, the line should be from around Coleman to eastern Tuscaloosa County, western Jefferson County, into Brent, and down towards Marion. So at about 3 o'clock, the squall line will be in that general fashion of central Alabama. After 4 p.m., it should be on the other side of I-65, moving towards Gadsden and Anniston towards 4-5 at 6 o'clock this evening. So the squall line itself is moving east now. It's been moving really slow over the past several hours. Last night during the 10 o'clock news, the line was crossing the Mississippi River, so it kind of shows you how slow this thing's moving. But it's starting to get that forward progress. It's going to move on through our state, I think, over the next several hours. So what we're going to do is send it back over to programming. Be sure to check us out on our Facebook, our Twitter, and our weather blog. You can go to WVUATV.com for more information there. Click on weather, and weather blog will be right here watching things. If we have another tornado warning, we'll be back on air. If no more tornado warnings, we'll join you at 4 o'clock for WVUA's First at 4 with Danny Salter. We will be right here watching things. Full staff in today. We're updating those online sources, so check us out right there. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Have a great afternoon.